Hello everyone, my name is Austin, and today I've got a guide for you to help you out on your Galactic Conquest adventure. I truly believe Galactic Conquest is one of the better modes that you can play on this game, and it's been truly exciting to see so many new players that are playing this category. Whether you're new to speedrunning and are looking for legitimate guides, or a seasoned veteran who wants to take a crack and hasn't played in a while, I hope this guide is helpful. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the Empire Galactic Conquest. Here's something important to know before we get started regarding the game. Capturing command posts is a necessity. If you have a majority of command posts in the battle, the enemy's reinforcement taker slowly bleeds. However, this does not mean that the more you capture, the faster it bleeds. All you need is a majority. So if there's 6 command posts on the map, you need 4 of them. If there's 5 command posts, you need 3, so on and so forth. Now for the Galactic Conquest portion, I go through each map by itself, including space, telling you my thought process and what has worked for me. I include both the base gameplay as a soldier, and I include the hero in most worlds. A couple of things to keep in mind throughout this video. I believe that hero is the way to go for most, if not all of these bonuses if you can afford them. If you cannot afford hero, I like to go with auto turret bonus when you are a ground soldier so you have some defense while you try and capture command posts. As we start, I would like for everyone to keep in mind that this is not the be-all end-all guide for Galactic Conquest. This is solely for your use to get started or to help brainstorm. All of these ways have helped me beat the speedrun pretty quickly. However, this is 100% not the only way to do things. If you get any ideas or find things that work better for you, great, I love that for you. Again, this is only for those starting out or for those who want ideas to help brainstorm. Furthermore, all of these runs were recorded in instant action, as some maps you solely have to wait for a defense to even play on, so it's just much easier going through instant action instead of the actual Galactic Conquest. I did replicate the AI number and how heroes work to the best of my abilities. Without further ado, let us begin. Important to note, your ship will either spawn on Endor, Coruscant, or Mustafar, while the enemy alliance ship will only spawn on Hoth, Yavin, and Dagobah. Let's start out on Coruscant. Coruscant is honestly a rough side for the Empire, but if you follow these steps, it should be consistent. And if you're confident enough, you can win off of command post conquering instead of reinforcement depletion, but don't be surprised if you win because of reinforcement depletion. If you start off as base trooper, immediately spawn and rush command post 5. By the time you get there, with the mass amount of rebels that head up there, they will 100% capture it, so you'll have to fight your way through the tunnel and take out any enemies. Once you neutralize it, rush Command Post 6, which is the rebels' main spawn. By this point, the Empire should have captured Command Post 4 and Command Post 2, while about to get Command Post 5. Once you neutralize Command Post 6, rebels will have Command Post 1, the most open CP in the map. This is where, depending on if you're confident, you can win as capping as a base soldier. But if not, with the rebels cornered at the bottom at Command Post 1, reinforcement depletion should be quick. You can either choose to rush the command post and fight there, or just stay in the main area and fight. The hero here for the Empire is the Emperor, which in my opinion is a pain in the ass to fight with in open areas like Command Post 1. In general, I would suggest using the Emperor here, but if you were to choose going with the base soldier and a different bonus, I would do that as well, just because I've seen to have more success going with soldier instead of the Emperor. Alright, time for Dagobah, which honestly is really fun for the Empire. You get Darth Vader, so you can zoom through the forest. So I would use Vader and immediately go for Command Post 1. You are super fast, so you should get there without having to worry about mines, and you might even be fast enough to gather all the attention from the rebels that they will not go for the command post and instead target you. I would say that most of the time, they will at least capture the underground command post at Command Post 2. There, you would have to watch out for mines. But with Darth Vader, it is so easy to move around and fight. If you go with the base soldier, rush Command Post 2, capture that, and keep rebels cornered at Command Post 1. Try to capture it, but it will most likely end with full reinforcement depletion, which is why I suggest that you go with the Vader here, so you can save a ton of time. Alright, time for Endor, or is it? Endor is the base world for the Empire, and this is so heavily tilted towards the rebels that if the rebels end up attacking Endor, I would suggest that you forfeit and lose Endor, because you would never have to fight there again, and you don't have to retake it. Alright, Felucia, again, is really one of the worst maps of all time for Conquest mode of this game. Luckily, Circles has found a relatively consistent strat for this side of the map that you spawn on as Empire. What you do is that you spawn at Command Post 6. If you've got the hero, do not spawn as Boba right away. I repeat, do not spawn as Boba right away. Rush to the base of Command Post 5, which is the tree command post, and take out any rebels that are there. This will most likely stop them from rushing Command Post 6. Once your hero timer gets low, spawn as Boba Fett at Command Post 2 and rush Command Post 3, taking out any rebel stragglers on the way. Once you neutralize and take out the rebels at Command Post 3, rush Command Post 4 and neutralize that, taking out any enemies. By this time, the rebels will be re-pushing Command Post 6, so you will need to hurry over there and take them out. Once you do, it will mainly be in reinforcement depletion at this point, as they will mostly all spawn at the top of the tree, Command Post 5. If you use Base Trooper, what I would do is rush Command Post 5 and neutralize Command Post 5, and then rush Command Post 4. If you get lucky, your teammates will capture and neutralize Command Post 3 and it's smooth sailing. However, because it is Felucia, do not bank on this and expect a painful time. Alright, time for Hoth, the Alliance base planet. The Empire side for attacking Hoth is super easy as well for both Base Trooper and Darth Vader. Personally, I prefer using the Base Trooper and a Tauntaun here just to save some credits, but I don't blame you if you want to zoom around the map with a Vader. What you will do for both routes is spawn at Command Post 2 and take a Tauntaun or zoom as Vader to Command Post 3. Capture that and then head to the Hoth base, which is Command Post 4, and capture that. 99% of the time, you get the victory timer, boom, you're done. But sometimes in very rare instances, the rebels will neutralize CP3 or even go for CP2, so just be wary. Alright, Kashyyyk is honestly one of the easier maps for conquest on both sides of the map, and it heavily tilts in the favor of the human player, which is you. For the Empire, I use the same route for both Base Trooper and Boba Fett. I spawn at Command Post 2 and take an IFT, and I destroy the rightmost wooden barricade. If you are the Base Troop, stay in the IFT until you get close to the gate winch entrance, hop out, destroy the gate winch, and then hop back in to help create a barricade with the IFT, providing protection for you while you cap that back CP. If you are Boba, after you destroy the wooden barricade, jump out and fly to the top of the gate winch wall, and then drop in with a time bomb on the CP, while pistoling any Wookiees and rebel troops that you can see. It is imperative that you take out any stragglers by looking at your map. While all this is happening, you rushing the barricade has created such a map tilt that the Empire will, most of the time, neutralize CP3 while you finish capping CP4. If you're super lucky, they capture it fully, but you will most likely have to go back and finish the cap. Alright, Mos Eisley time. This is pretty similar for both routes, but I would still stick with Hero and go Boba Fett here. What you will do is spawn at CP1 as Boba or the Base Trooper and rush to CP6. Once you take out the rebels and neutralize that CP, either fly up to the top as Boba for Command Post 5 or run around the backside of the hangar as a Base Trooper. Fully capture Command Post 5, take out any rebels in the hangar, and then rush Command Post 4. Sometimes your teammates will capture this, so you will get the victory timer, but most of the time you will have to fight like hell. Also, your teammates will sometimes lose Command Post 3. This is when the level becomes a pain in the ass, but I would say most of the time you will be okay taking this route. Do the same with the Base Trooper, rush 6, go around the back of the hangar for CP5, and then rush Command Post 4. Time for Mustafar. This is a similar route for both Base Soldier and Hero. You start at Command Post 0 on the bridge and rush Command Post 5. If you are a Base Soldier, this is pretty contentious as a lot of rebels like to spawn at CP5 and like to take out the bridge. If you are a Hero, it should be relatively easy as long as you get there before they take out the bridge. Once you clear Command Post 5, your teammates will follow and help cap, so no need to stay there. If the bridges are gone, stay there and cap Command Post 5 fully. Afterwards, go to Command Post 1, which is the landing pad, and neutralize that. After you do that, your teammates should either be starting to neutralize Command Post 2, or at least making a fight out of it, so where your skill will help take over that command post pretty quickly. Afterwards, if your teammates haven't done so already, head back to CP1 and get that victory screen. Alright, Mygeeto. This level can be a little bit rough as both Base Soldier and Hero, but I would highly recommend Boba here just for the extra health. Here's what you do. You will spawn at Command Post 4 and immediately rush Command Post 2. You will encounter a fight, but it's nothing too difficult unless you get unlucky RNG and about 25 of the 32 troops spawn there on the stairs. Once you neutralize this CP, take out any stragglers and rush CP1, the southernmost command post. Most of the time, you can run past without fighting any enemies, but please pay attention to these tanks because for some reason, the rebel tanks are heat-seeking and will blow up Boba really quick. Once you go to command post 1, shoot any stragglers and fight for your life, capturing the command post. You might have to look back at command post 2 in case rebels do take it back, but with Boba, it should be easy. Alright, it is Naboo time. This one goes out to Maxi Facty, who came up with this strat. We call him Maxi Stratsy in the streets of Naboo. This is pretty easy for both soldiers and the hero. You will spawn at the Rotunda, command post 1, and rush command post 2, taking out any troops there. After you neutralize and take out any stragglers, rush command post 3. This will be a hotspot as by this point, command post 4 should be neutralized by your teammates, so this will be the only command post. Once you neutralize and clear out any enemies at command post 3, run around and either help cap other command posts, or just take out any stragglers and watch the minimap for enemies trying to take command posts. This should be relatively quick for both soldiers and hero, pending bad luck. Alright, Polis Massa time. It is really rough for the Empire for either soldier or hero, just because the map is so heavily tilted in favor of the rebels. I personally prefer the base soldier here, and once again, shout out to Circles for this strat. What you're going to do is spawn at command post 3 and rush command post 4. While you do this, go down the right hallway, clear any rebels, and then double back to the left hallway. You clear out those enemies in the left hallway, then go down the right hallway on the way to CP4. This will be a tough fight, so don't be surprised with deaths here, but once you capture CP4, it is all about defending the CP majority for reinforcement depletion. Personally, I have a tendency to want to rush command post 5, so you can absolutely do that to guarantee at least another command post, but don't be surprised if the droids retake command post 4 and maybe even command post 3. If they don't though, you will have easy access to reinforcement depletion on the stairs. Your hero here is Emperor, and I don't really like his attack when on this open of a map, so I would still try and utilize the same route as the Emperor, which is attacking the right hallway, then the left hallway, and then go back down the right hallway. You will need to utilize the hell out of your dash attacks and try and capture CP4, but honestly it's just really painful as Emperor, so again I will stress that you use the base soldier just because that's what I prefer and what I have the most success with. Alright, it's Utapau time. This map is really interesting for this side because you can either get super lucky or feel the pain of 1000 bursts all at once. I would highly suggest Boba here for the extra health, but the base soldier can also work here since you have an IFT. If you take Boba, rush all the way to CP2 with the IFT, get out of the IFT, and then distract the rebels on the ramp to stop them from capturing CP2. This works about 50% of the time, but I will take those chances. After you neutralize CP1, take out any stragglers. If the rebels capture CP2, rush that and take it back. If not, and there's no threat to it from the rebels, then rush CP3 as they most likely have captured that as well. If you get super lucky, then all you have to do is take out the straggling troops and finish the captures at all 3 command posts 1 through 3. Don't count on that though. If you go with base soldier, I would try and do the same thing, but capture command post 2 first while taking out any rebels on the ramp, and then rush command post 1 followed by command post 3. Alright, Yavin 4 time. It is really rough even for the Empire, but I highly recommend using Boba Fett here, but the route relatively stays the same. You will spawn at the Viaduct, command post 3, and rush the Reflecting Pool, command post 5. Once you take out any enemies and neutralize the command post, head to the tower at command post 6. By this point, your allies should have taken over command post 4, and if the rebels somehow captured it, continue with this route as your allies are relatively consistent at taking back command post 4. Once you capture command post 6, take out any stragglers headed to command post 5 or recapture command post 5, and then head to the temple and capture command post 7. If it all goes well, which in Yavin 4 it really doesn't, you will have a relatively easy fight. Alright, time to talk about the space missions. A shout out goes to Jotase or JC for recording these maps for me and showcasing these clips. I would not have been able to create this guide without him. I will leave links to his YouTube and his speedruns in the description below. Please show him some support. Thank you again, JC, for all the help. Alright, first, Space Hoth layout. This is the layout in which the main ships are facing each other and there are 2 frigates. The super safe way is taking an Empire landing craft, shooting at the engines and life support, and landing in the Rebel hangar to destroy the internals for double points. You then fight all the troops to continue to get points. The risky strat includes ship clipping, and it requires you to take a TIE bomber, shoot at the life support, and then clip in the ship. It is very precise, but in my opinion, one of the easiest main ships to clip in that isn't the Imperial ship. Once you clip in, target the life support internal, and once that's destroyed, destroy the shield generator. Afterwards, take shots at the engines before destroying the internal engines. Finally, do bombing runs on the Rebel hangar until the command bridge is damaged, then finish out the command bridge from inside the ship. Be careful though, if you yourself do not destroy the command bridge at the end, you will miss out on 18 points. If you want to go faster and riskier, you can take a TIE fighter, shoot at the life support, clip in and destroy the internals with the fighter, then land in the hangar to steal the Y-wing, and then clip into the ship that way. Finally, the riskiest option, which I do not honestly suggest you do unless you are a professional at ship clipping, you take a TIE interceptor into the Rebel hangar, you land, you steal the Y-wing, and then you do the LAAT clip. The LAAT clip is super precise and you must be quick. This requires you flying in the spot where the LAAT spawns, and once it spawns, you get pushed into the clip. Space Hoth is different though, because you need to destroy the LAAT so it can spawn again. On the other maps that you do this, which is like Space Kashyyyk and Space Mygeeto, you don't need to destroy the LAAT as they will spawn again, so just be aware that you need to destroy the LAAT if you want to do this clip. But once again, I do not recommend this way of clipping. It is super difficult unless you are a professional. Alright, Space Tatooine time. This is the layout with 2 frigates and the main ship being parallel. The safe strat is to take a TIE bomber or landing craft, doing damage to the left support engines, then landing in the hangar to destroy them from the inside. You can then fight the troops or leave to destroy the frigates, but your teammates tend to destroy them for you. The risky strat is to take a TIE fighter, do some damage to the left frigate, and then clip into the left side of the hangar. This is the only place you can clip, and you must get super close to the hangar, so you trick the game into thinking you are actually landing in the hangar. Once you clip, you shoot at the engines and the life support from inside the main ship, and then destroy the internals with the TIE fighter. Afterwards, land in the hangar and take a Y-wing to clip. This is way harder and requires you from going from the bottom up, getting close to the hangar, and then tricking the game once again into thinking you are landing, and clipping into the top left of the hangar. Finally, the riskier strat is not that much riskier, but you take a TIE fighter straight into the hangar, and then take a Y-wing and do the clip like you would in the risky strat. If you are clipping, I recommend both of those strats. Alright, finally, Space Yavin. This is the layout with 1 frigate and the Rebel ship being lower than the Empire ship. The safe strat is taking a TIE bomber or landing craft, doing damage to the life support and engines, and then landing in the Rebel hangar to destroy the internals for double points. Then, you follow it up with taking out the troops in the hangar. The risky strat, like always, includes using a TIE fighter and clipping into the left side of the ship when you exit the hangar. Same as other clips, you must be precise, but it's relatively easy. You shoot the life support and the engines before destroying the internals from your fighter, and then you land in the hangar, take a Y-wing, and clip once again to do bombing runs in the hangar. That will do it for the Empire Guide of Galactic Conquest. If you did enjoy this, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you haven't already, check out the other 3 guides that I created for the other 3 factions. I did take a lot of work into I did put a lot of work into this, so it would mean a lot if you guys showed some support. And just as another reminder, this is not the end-all be-all guide for Galactic Conquest. If you find strats that are way better, go ahead and use them. If you find strats that maybe aren't better, but you're more consistent with and help you, do those as well. This is honestly just for the very new runners. Just give them a guideline on what to look for and what to do for each map. You can honestly use these strats for instant action if you want to do instant action runs as well. So yeah, thank you to everyone who helped me create this guide, Circles and JC mainly. Yeah, that'll do it for me. Again, if you haven't already, checked out the other 3 guides for Galactic Conquest for the no save load categories. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.